He's not the kind of person you want to chill out with. You definitely don't want to go to a sleepover with him. After a while, he withdrew to himself and spent many hours alone. As for his interest in dating, his friend Bill says, 0, I never saw him date.
Okay.
In his college years, he remained directionless. He dropped out in his freshman year, returned for a semester here and there throughout the next 4 years, but never graduated. Sound like anyone from me?
You.
Me and Herb, we got a lot in common. We love piss. We never graduated. Nevertheless,
I should start packing my bags now, shouldn't I?
Nevertheless, the similarities end there. Even though I don't like piss, what the fuck? Nevertheless, through his father's connections, he got him a job as a copy boy at the Indianapolis. There we go. I keep going to say Indianapolis. Got him a job at the Indianapolis Star, which is a major newspaper. A person there called Gary Donner, who was an advertising executive who worked for the paper, remembers that Herbert was sensitive as to the way he was viewed and treated by the higher-ups. He obsessively wanted to be somebody, but again did not fit in. So he just seems like one of those dudes who's just like a peculiar guy. Well, to be honest, let me tell you some of the shit he did, because I'm a bit peculiar, I would believe. This guy is another level. One day, Herbert offered a ride to this Gary Donner dude. He offered him and his friends a ride to a football game. When the day came, he showed up in a hearse. Probably acquired through apparent connections, maybe, whereas that worked.
Maybe.
Herbert put on
odd.
It's very peculiar thing to ride up in, right? I mean, if you're like hanging with the goth kids, it's kind of cool.
Then again, isn't like a few like teenage movies? I'm pretty sure one of them does actually have a hearse.
I think you're actually thinking of the music video to Tainted Love by Marilyn Manson from Not Another Teen Movie, where he rolls up in... I don't even think that's a hearse. It looks like a hearse. I don't think it is, though. No.
I don't know.
Teen movies? No, they don't ride up in hearses. Pretty in Pink would be very different if they rode up in a hearse.
No, I'm pretty sure there's one movie where it has a hearse. Anyway.
But yeah, he rode up in a hearse. Herbert also put on a chauffeur's cap and then, with the lights flashing, raced down the streets to their destination, laughing hysterically on the way. He's giving me the impression that he's a bit like
it's a bit of a freak, really.
Cruella de Vil, you know, and she's like riding in the car.
But she's got them psycho eyes.
She's like, ah! Can you imagine?
With the black and white hair flowing.
Yeah, I mean, apparently people started swerving and pulling off the road.
Oh, shit.
Herbert found the whole thing hilarious. However, his friends and the dates in the back of the car,
nobody else did.
They wondered who the hell had they let at the steering wheel, which you fucking would, right?
Yeah.
You'd be like, okay, we're going to get in the hearse. And then, that's one thing. And then if he starts speeding, cackling, laughing his head off, while everyone would be, I would not be a fan. His dad got him another job working at the Bureau of Motor Vehicles, and one day he began ranting and raving at fellow employees for no apparent reason. So he just sort of took off on one with some people.
Okay.
Then on one Christmas, he quote-unquote raised eyebrows by sending co-workers a card with a photo of him and another guy dressed in drag, which is fine if you are like a person people like, but if you're the fucking freak who's going around doing this,
it's a bit out of context as well, and you'd just be like, what the fuck's this?
Yeah, I mean, I've not seen this picture, but I wonder if like they're both like Mrs. Claus or something, or they're like that would be cool, right?
Well, like the way they had in Mean Girls, where
Oh yeah, the fucking the show, the pageant show thing. Yeah. I mean, that would be fine. But again, if you are a popular guy and this is like a cool, you're cool with everyone. Fucking car in the background. If you're a popular guy and you're cool with everyone, it's not the biggest of deals probably to do that. I mean, I could get away with doing that. You could probably get away with doing that as well.
I think you've actually done that before, right?
I've never sent my co-workers a card with a picture of me in drag.
No, I mean just being in drag.
Yeah, but that's not a big deal. I mean, it's the fact he's sending in co-workers. And as well, this is a very sort of conservative town, so it's kind of like he's trying to wind him up a little bit. Despite his strange antics, his bosses noticed an apparent go-get-'em attitude mixed with a high degree of intelligence. It wasn't long after that he earned the title of program director. So, even with all this shit he's doing, he gets program director.
The fuck?
I wonder who he had to suck to get that job, right? Fuck. I would not put him in charge of anything. And this is why. With his promotion, Herbert's antics increased. He urinated on his boss's desk, and it wasn't any secret in the office who actually did it, but he did manage to avoid being fired.
How?
That was, I don't know. People just didn't fire him.
That's weird.
That was until one day he urinated on a letter addressed to the governor of Indiana, and then he was fired for that. Because you don't go pissing on the governor's mail, bitch.
I just think it's weird anyway to piss on on somebody's desk.
Random things. Yeah, you don't go pissing on your desk. You don't get a promotion for pissing on your desk. I mean, if you did, I would be pissing all over the place.
Was he trying to actively sabotage his job, or?
No, I don't think so. I think that was from the previous things he'd done. I think that was his weird sense of humour. He just sort of thought, this is going to be a right laugh. Whee! All over the desk.
Bit of a weirdo.
Didn't work out so well. In November 1971, Herbert married a lady called Juliana Sater. Julie was a college graduate and was introduced to him by a mutual friend. I've said it's probably a very bad friend. Because, okay, if you're the friend of someone and you know this guy,
and you know that he goes around pissing on people's desks.
On people, driving in hearses and shit, you're like, you know what, Julie? You are gonna fucking love Herbert. He has the greatest sense of humour.
Maybe that mutual person didn't like this woman.
Maybe. Yeah, she's probably like a frenemy. Yeah. And she's like, you know what, I'm gonna fucking get that bitch, Julie. I'm gonna fucking get you, Julie. I'm gonna stay with Herbert. Well, either way, Julie seemed to like him because they had a couple kids. Well, 3 kids in total. There's only 2 in that picture at the moment there. I will put this image on Facebook, but the one that I'm showing Alan right now doesn't have the children's faces blurred. I will probably blur the kids' faces when I put it on Facebook. Cause,
is that him?
Yeah, but it's a little bit older.
He looks
a bit different, right?
He looks different, but he looks like a respectable person.
Well, he is.
Yeah, but...
That's the deal. An upstanding member of society. Always a red flag. After he got fired from pissing on the governor's letter, Herbert wound up working for a thrift shop. He felt the job was kind of low grade at first, but it was there that he got the idea to open his own thrift store. They borrowed $4,000 from Herb's now widowed mother, and in 1988 opened Save-A-Lot Thrift in conjunction with the highly respected Children's Bureau of Indianapolis, a charity that benefited the local area's families. Now, Save-A-Lot, I don't really have an image that I can show that is definitively of Save-A-Lot, because there is another store company called Save-A-Lot, which everyone on the internet seems to think he was the person who opened this Save-A-Lot place.
Right, okay.
Which is not. I mean, he does well for himself, but I don't think Save-A-Lot. I can't find any links to him and Save-A-Lot.
Right, okay.
But Save-A-Lot is literally one fucking letter out.
So is it just missing the E then?
Literally just missing the E.
Okay.
But either way, the thrift shop which he starts does do pretty well. The shop, located on 46th Street, sold used clothing, household goods, and a number of second-hand items. The inventory technically belonged to the charity, which in turn received a contracted percentage of the proceeds. Shoppers found the Save-A-Lot tidy and offering only quality merchandise. It became a popular place to shop for families on a budget. In no time, Herb and Julie received high praise from the Children's Bureau, which was the charity, whose cause greatly benefited from the couple's obvious management skills. The store earned $50,000 in its first year, enough for them to then open up a second store. So they were pretty well-off people.
Yeah.
And I'll show you how much in a second. In 1991, like I said, they were pretty well off, so the family moved from the middle-class home into the fashionable Westfield district, nearly 20 miles away from Indianapolis, which is in the Hamilton County, apparently. Hamilton County, there you go. Here they bought on contract an elegant Tudor-style home called Fox Hollow Farms, complete with 4 bedrooms, an indoor swimming pool, and a riding stable.
What?
It's 18.5 acres, provided the countryside-esque tranquility in which Julie had always dreamt to be able to raise her children.
Oh my days.
Have you seen the size of this gaff, mate? It is huge.
Jesus.
That's a big house, right? That's a big daddy house. That's big. And the land, obviously, that's an image from Google Maps on the top. And obviously, there's more land around it, which you can't see just in that little image. But let me show you a few cheeky pics from inside. So there's the sign on the entrance to Fox Hollow Farm, and you can just see in the distance all that fucking land there. That's crazy.
Nice.
These people are... This is like another level rich. This is like a rich I can't even imagine.
It looks like our Tomb Raider.
Oh, it kind of does, like a dad's office type thing.
Yeah,
I can see that. But this is another area of it's all very old fashioned as well. Yeah. It's the decor is very, very, very old fashioned. And this is the
oh my god,
bathroom.
That's lovely.
That is like the master bedroom bathroom.
So it was like an ensuite sort of thing.
Yeah, that's big.
Wow.
That's bigger than like this whole living room. It's crazy.
It really is.
And the pool. Then again, you can see that little. I'll show you the pool. I'll show you the pool there. That.
So it was indoor, was it?
It's an indoor pool. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So from the outside, at least, the Baumeisters. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Baumeister. I'm going to say Baumeister. Baumeister.
Baumeister.
Baumeister. Baumeister.
Okay.
Got that. From the outside at least, the Baumeisters were living the American dream. Over time, though, the relationship between Herbert and Julie began to deteriorate.
Okay.
Herbert pretty much called all the shots, and any input from Julie was quickly shut down and sort of ignored. So he was like, no. If she go, Herbie, darling, I have a fantastic idea. No. Shut up, Julie. Doing it this way. The two even split up a couple of times, but only for brief periods of time each time. So it sounds like they were sort of on and off again, sort of very dysfunctional relationship. Their home at the Fox Hollow estate began to become cluttered and unkept, and the once groomed grounds of the manor house became overgrown. It's kind of weird because it's kind of like I put down a little. It's kind of a fitting representation of the relationship, sort of reflecting in the upkeep of the house.
Yeah.
So they move in, everything's fine and dandy. The house is spick and span as we've seen it here, and then over time it becomes all cluttered and messy. Julie,
It's a shame.
it is really, because that house is beautiful.
It's lovely.
Julie later admitted that she and Herbert had engaged in sex only 6 times in the 25 years they were married, and I'm guessing fucking three of them was just to have the kid. So fuck, would that not